as you are starting, you want to just learn your basic open chords. There are 10 of them. There are 7 notes with major and minor. Some of them are a little harder to play, like some of the sharps. So I'm going to show you this chord chart. You'll see what I mean. But you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, major and minor. These are your 10 open chords. As you can see here, C doesn't have a C minor, F, G, and the B. The B is an extra chord on there because in the open position, the B is a closed chord. It's a little bit harder to play. So right now we're going to concentrate on the open chords and get A, B, C, D, E, F, G, major and minor where you can. You can see we have the A, the D, and the E where we can play both the major and the minor in the open position. So when it comes to playing like a C chord, if I want to play a C minor chord, I have to play a totally different shape. Now the cool thing is, once you learn these shapes, they're movable. C, C sharp minor, D minor. I could take that same pattern, and that's what happens when you have the closed chords. Now your F, when you look at that, that is actually a closed chord, but in its smaller position comes from a big chord. It's the bottom half of this chord, and it's just beep, just like that. So technically there's no open strings, and it's a movable chord. So I got F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Once you get past the open chords, you start learning your closed chords, which is your first one, which should be your bar chord. So you learn how to do a bar chord, but we'll get to that one. These are the 10 open chords, your basic shapes in your open position. All of them change shape, so you need to be able to play those, right? How do you learn all these chords? Do you just sit down and memorize them? Well, yeah, you can, if you want to. Or you could learn 3 songs and have all these chords. What? Yes. Let me show you that. With memorizing the chords in these 3 songs, all 10 of your open chords. You've got your A, A minor, B, C, D, D minor, E, E minor, F, and G within these 3 songs. It's an easier way than just plugging away at them and just memorizing, here's my C chord. And you get actual use. These are actually the chords in these songs. That's not how to play them. You're just using this to learn how to move your chords around. So how do you do that? Let me show you how to practice chords and get used to moving them and being able to plant them and play them whenever. Once you get your chords, then you just learn what to do with songs. I'll show you that later. Let's start off with your C chord. We use our 3rd finger, 2nd, open, 1st, open. This is our C major chord. When you see a note by itself like this, that's a major chord. If it's minor, they're going to definitely let you know that it's minor by putting a little M in there. So when you see a note, it's major. Let me X this out for you, and that way you know not to play that string. Let me get you started with these first 3 chords. All right, now that we have our chords up here, let's practice moving them. How do you get used to doing that? Whenever you're learning a chord, do it like this, and then progress and get faster to be able to change it faster. I'll show you how right now. This is what we call a strum slash. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put a little measure line right here. Now we're going to put a double bar line. We're going to add a repeat sign. These 2 dots tell you to go back to the beginning. When you go back to the beginning and you see these 2 dots, it says play it to the end and then go back to the beginning. It's called a loop. We are going to add our chords to this. You want to get to the point where you can just look at these letters and I know what my C chord is. I know what my A minor chord is. I know what my E minor chord is, right? That's the goal of being able to do this on top of the physical part of being able to play it and do whatever you want with it. That's the challenge that we're facing right now. The way to get better at these chords, start off like this. Anytime you have a song, learn the chords, put them in order like this, have them memorized, and start practicing like that until you get good at your chords. When you get good at your chords, then you can just learn a chord and start playing with it. At first, you need to learn how to move them. I'm going to teach you how to move from your C, A minor to E minor chords, so that way you can get a feel of what it's like to move between chords. It's going to be different with other ones, but you're going to have enough work to do. So we're going to start off and build our C major chord. Now have it in this order to make it a little easier to get your first few chords. So your C, you're going to put your 3rd finger, 5th string, 3rd fret, 2nd finger, 4th string, 2nd fret. On your E, open 3rd string, 1st finger there, and then strum from your 5th string down. To change to your A minor chord, only thing you need to do, take your 3rd finger off, move your 2nd finger back, and add this right below it. Make enough room for that string to fit, and then same thing, 5 strings. Pretty easy. Let's look at the next one. With this one, there's 2 ways. So I'm going to challenge you to do it both ways. One way, from here, I just take my 3rd finger off, leave my 2nd finger right there, and play all of my strings. That makes it easy when I go back to the C chord because I just move this finger back to here and then add my 3rd finger. Then I'm ready for that loop. And I never have to take my middle finger off. What? It's like magic, right? What? Here we go. Let me put all of them up so that you can see it. That's one way. Another way, change everything the same way. This time when you get to the A minor, just take your 1st finger off, jump these 2 fingers up a string. All right, now comes the problem. This way I have to replant these. So it's not as easy as, but nonetheless, there are 2 different ways that you can play this, and you should be able to go from here to there, or from here. That is the goal. When we're learning our chords, strum them 4 times, move to the next chord, and continue that until you've got it. And you can play it fast. When you feel like you've got that covered, it's time to start speeding that up. Once you've got it to where you can do it with 4 strums, it is time to try to move it with 2 strums. The whole goal, being able to plant these chords and move them as fast as possible. Same thing. Start off at your own pace, move it. If you have to start slower, do that. Then once you get that, start speeding it up a little bit more. I've left this with 2 E minors on there on purpose because these are the chords to heathens. You got the background to a song, and you can learn how to play that song to it. I hope you're ready. We're going to take it to the next level, pro level. Once you've got your chords and you can move them, it is time to start working out, getting it, making sure that you can plant these chords whenever you feel like it. Anytime you see that chord, boom, C, E minor, A minor, no matter what. That's the goal. So when we are looking at this, once you can move them there, start speeding that up. That is how you make a workout out of it, how you get better at doing something that you want to be able to do. You want to be able to play songs, you want to know your chords, so you work on memorizing them, and then you work on getting the physical part down and just grinding away at that, right? If you do it in a controlled way, then you know you're making gains. Like, I am learning my open chords. I am going to get these. So therefore, we can do that with these other songs, and I've taken the liberty to tab it out pretty easy for you. What? I have all your chords at the top, so that way you can see them. That's all 10 chords. And then I have all these songs that cover all of those chords. Now, I did have an extra. You can do Heathens, Hey Joe, Save Your Tears, and learn all 10 of your chords. A lot of times people have a little bit of a struggle with like the D and the G chord. I don't know why, but we do. I had a problem with the D chord. I couldn't get it to not sound like that. Every time I go to teach it, everybody's like, oh, a D chord? That was easy. I was like, it was hard for me. Some chords are going to be hard, some are going to be a little bit easier, but it's finding the ones that are hard, put those together and start practicing them. So I try to put it in different combinations so that way when you're looking at it, you know, you're changing from all your chords and you get a chance to practice those. So that's what this is, practice. It's not how the song goes. Like, if you want to learn the songs, go, by all means, boom, Google that. Learn how to do it. In this video, we're just learning how to get the chords, how to memorize the chords. You can use any song that you want. Look at the chords, get them, picture them just like this or like that, and then just start practicing. Move them 4 strums until you can get it to 1 strum. Boom. Then you're ready to start learning this song because you've got your chords. You're welcome. Just a Lamborghini, house in Italy, Icon A5 airplane. Once you can play your chords, then it's just what can you do with your chords? What are you capable of? What strum patterns do you know? What rhythms do you know? That's what you add to chords. The more techniques that you learn, the more you can add to them. You can do a finger style. So you want to build an arsenal of things that you can do with these chords. One of the things to start off with is strum patterns. So now you can move them, you practice that. Now add strum patterns. Strum patterns change the way a song sounds. I can take just the D and the G chord, whatever your creative heart desires, you can do with these chords to make songs. And that's the thing, is what you add to these chords to make a song. Here are 3 basic strum patterns to add to your collection of patterns that you're going to be able to apply to the chords. You're welcome. When you're doing strum patterns, they're just rhythms, right? Now, I know this looks silly because the arrows are pointing up, but those are actually downstrokes. When you read music for the guitar, it plays from the low notes to the high notes, and it matches music. Music is written from low note to high note. But on the guitar, your low notes are on top. Up arrows are downstrokes, and the down arrows are upstrokes. It's going to be confusing at first, but that's just the way it is because of the way his music is written. We follow the way music is written. When you look at this first one, it has the count in there for you. And if you're not in band or you don't understand this, just think of your strum patterns as down and up, right? So your downstroke. So this first one, so we're just going to play your C chord. So that's going to give me the timing. I'm like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you just think of it like that, it's going to be easy to absorb strum patterns when you see them. If you go to Ultimate Guitar and you look up, they give you strum patterns for it, but not knowing is kind of like, what is going on? So look at the second one. Down, 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 up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and the last one. Down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and try adding all 3 of these strum patterns to every one of these songs. I am going to put more songs in there so that way you have a bunch of chords to just practice. How do I get these chords? Work on them every day. I promise you work on them every day, you're going to get them. You will be able to master them. Like I said, this one is just a dump of chords, not any particular order. You're just getting 10 chords, your basic chords. And then when you complete those, you can put them into families and then understand how songs are written and which chords go together. So take this, have fun working on your chords, learn a bunch of songs. I got a bunch of songs down here. Just work on them with 4 strums, 2 strums, 1 strum, and then power through it. Then if you like these songs, start learning them. Start learning how to play along with the songs, learn the strum pattern and, listen to them and start diving into that aspect of learning songs. We'll get into that, but this is how you get your chords, and this first part of getting your open chords will open up an unlimited number of songs that you can practice and play. So why don't you make a list of some songs that you think people would enjoy and let everybody know? Welcome to the family. I'll see you next video.